Hello, check. 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 We will start our session in a minute. Just
We'll start our session in a minute. Just start
Yeah.
our session in a minute. Just start your session in a minute. Just
great. Fine. Okay. I'm ready now. I'll just join you in a quick minute. Okay. I'll join you in a quick minute. Please stay online. Okay, I'm going live. Okay. I just check whether the video is coming fine. Just check whether the video it is coming fine. Okay. Is it coming fine? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. 1 second. Fine. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi. Hope you all are doing great. And today I'm just trying something new once again. I'm trying to take one class, a virtual classroom. I'm actually stationed at my home, and from here I'm trying to handle one session. And you all are staying where you are right now. So keeping the time and space constraints in mind, I thought, why don't we try something like this? So the virtual class, we will start now. I hope that you all have received the material, the questions that we are going to discuss today. There are altogether 5 questions, 5 puzzles, and I will be discussing these questions with you. Have you tried or attempted these questions already? If you have done that, then you can keep that rough works, whatever the work that you have done, you keep it ready. And if you have not done, still it's okay, no problem. You can use your laptop for a better learning experience, because you know when you're watching something on YouTube and simultaneously if you want to look at the question, then I think it will be better if you're using your laptop. Okay, so without any delay, we will go to our first puzzle. I will try my level best to complete this session in about 30-35 minutes, not more than that. Let's see how it actually goes. Now, in case if you're facing any technical difficulties in between, just message me regarding the quality of the video, the audio, any problem if you are facing, just message me, just text me, and then at that I shall try to just solve or sort it out. Let's see how it actually goes. Okay, and I truly appreciate your enthusiasm to participate in this session, though we all are on a holiday mood. Okay, so let's start our work. You please have a look at the puzzle 1. I'm having the puzzle 1 with me, so I'm reading it here. You also please read the puzzle number 1 and try to understand. Yeah, 1 second. I got just a message. Yeah, fine. I got a message from one MBA student here. He just messaged me that it's fine so far. Okay. Thank you, Nitin. Fine. Great. So let's start our work. Just go through the first puzzle, read that first puzzle, and then I shall give you the explanation. Okay. So please go through the first question. I'll just wait for 1.5 minutes when you are reading it. Okay. Also, please keep something to write. That is a rough sheet, a pencil, as I always say, a pencil, a pen, and an eraser, and some rough sheets. Keep it ready with you. Okay. Okay, fine. So read the first question. So once you are done, then I shall give you the explanations. So in this question, you can see that there are altogether 7 people. The names are given: Aruna, Kavita, Sushama, Radha, Kokila, Lali, and Tushara. These are the names given. Each of these people, they are doing a different profession. That word different, just note that, okay? So the professions includes lawyer, doctor, engineer, professor, scientist, journalist, architect. So 7 people, 7 names are given, and 7 professions, that's also given. We want to know who does which profession. That's what the question it's all about. Okay. So you spend some time trying to solve this question in your method, in your style. Okay. So just go through it. Meanwhile, I'll do some work. Don't look at the screen now. You just focus on the present that question and then try to solve it yourself. Let me write something on the board. Okay. So the people involved: Aruna, then comes Kavita, then Sushma, then we have Radha, Kokila, then we have Radha, Kokila, Lali, Tushara. So 7 people, I have 7 names I have indicated. Okay. Now, shall we start attempting the question? Are you ready? Okay, here we go. In this question, it's given, the first input that is given, either Aruna or Sushama is the doctor. Either Aruna or Sushama is the doctor. They didn't say either Aruna or Sushama can be the doctor. They didn't say like that. They have said either Aruna or Sushama is the doctor, which means doctor, it will be either Dr. Aruna or it will be Dr. Sushama. Okay, only these 2 possibilities are there. It could be either Dr. Aruna or Dr. Sushama. Okay, having read that first input, go to the last input. Tushara is either the doctor or the architect. We can see that Dr. Aruna or Dr. Sushama is the only possibility, which means Tushara cannot be the doctor. Tushara, as per the given condition, Tushara can only be the architect. Look at the last input. Tushara cannot be the doctor. She can only be the architect. So Tushara, architect. So I'm writing it here, architect. Fine. Now, Kokila is either the architect or the lawyer. As indicated in the question, each of these people, they are doing a different profession among those listed, which means it's going to be a one-to-one correspondence because 7 people and 7 profession it's given. So it's going to be a one-to-one correspondence. Okay. So which means Kokila cannot be the architect because already Tushara is the architect. So we can conclude that Kokila has to be the lawyer. So I'm going to write it here, Kokila, lawyer. Okay. Next one. Radha is the scientist. The 4th input I'm considering here. Radha is a scientist. It's said that Radha is a scientist. So Radha, scientist. Done. Then the next input, we can see Kavita is either the lawyer or the professor. We can see that Kokila already, she has become the lawyer. So we can see that Kavita cannot be the lawyer, but Kavita has to be the professor because Kokila, lawyer already. So here comes Kavita, she should be the professor. So I'm writing PROF, professor. Okay. Now, it is given that neither Sushama nor Lali is the engineer. But engineer, one among these 7 people, there is an engineer. But it cannot be Sushama, it cannot be Lali. So Sushama cannot be the engineer, Lali cannot be the engineer. Then there is only one choice that is in front of us. That is Aruna should be the engineer. So Aruna is the engineer. So that I have taken care now. The moment I write Aruna is the engineer, Dr. Aruna, that possibility is ruled out. It's not possible. Thus, I can conclude that it can only be Dr. Sushama. So, Sushama has to be the doctor. Now, we can say that there is only one profession that is left out. Engineer, professor, Prof, professor. Then we have doctor, scientist, lawyer, architect. Only one profession is left out. And that profession is that of a journalist. So we can conclude that Lali will be the journalist. Okay, thus we have now identified these 7 people, what each person does. So the first question is, what is the profession of Lali? We can see that Lali will be the journalist because as per the given conditions, this is how it works out. Lali is the journalist. The next question is, who is the engineer? We can see that engineer, Aruna is the engineer. So for the second question, the answer is Aruna. Now let us consider the third question. Which of the following is the correct pair of the person and his or her profession? Okay, Sushama journalist. Sushama is the doctor. So Sushama journalist is not our consideration. Lali journalist. Yes, Lali is the journalist and that is the answer for this question. Now, the next question, who is the professor? We can see that Kavita is the professor and that's the answer for the question. What is the profession of Kokila? Kokila, lawyer. So we can see that Kokila is a lawyer. The profession of Kokila is that of a lawyer. And that's how we have just cracked the first puzzle. Okay, so I assume that you have followed the explanation very closely. Just for everyone's benefit, I shall quickly explain this question once again. So those of you who have missed out something in between or have a quick doubt or something like that, please listen to the explanation once again. So here it goes. There are 7 people. I shall write the names here. Aruna, then Kavita, then the next name is Sushama Radha, Tushara, Kokila, Lali, Tushara. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 names I have written. The first input, it says either Aruna or Sushama is the doctor. So Dr. Aruna or Dr. Sushama. These are the only 2 possibilities. Okay, so Dr. Aruna or Dr. Sushama, that's the only possibility. Tushara is either the doctor or the architect, the last input. Tushara cannot be the doctor, so Tushara has to be the architect as per the given input. Okay. And then the next one, Kokila is either the architect or the lawyer. Kokila cannot be the architect because Tushara already the architect. So Kokila has to be the lawyer as per the given input. And then comes the next input, that is Radha is the scientist. So Radha, scientist. And then comes the next input, Kavita is either the lawyer or the professor. Kavita cannot be the lawyer because Kokila is the lawyer. Then Kavita has to be the professor. And then it is given that neither Sushama nor Lali is the engineer. So Lali cannot be the engineer, Sushama cannot be the engineer. So these 2 places I cannot write that of an engineer. So Aruna is the engineer. And then once we have engineer Aruna, so Dr. Aruna possibility. So doctor, it has to be Sushama. So Sushama is the doctor. And then finally Lali, the only left out profession that is in the list, that's that of a journalist. And thus I have identified 7 of these people. What is the profession that these people they are doing? So the main point which you all should note is connecting those 2 dots. That is reading the first input and simultaneously considering the 6th input. If you are doing it that way, then this question can be cracked in no time. Else it may take some extra time, but still you will be able to do the question if you are focused. Okay, I assume that the explanation is clear for you all. In case if there is any difficulty in following or understanding or related to quality of the video content that is getting delivered, feel free to message me. Okay, because your feedback is very important for me, because otherwise I may not know, because the computer is situated in another room and I am standing in my classroom here. That's why. Okay, so you just message me, then that will help me to sort out any problem if there is, if any. Okay, thank you. Now, once we have completed the first puzzle. Please go to the second puzzle and please read these inputs given. Okay. Just be careful, okay? Don't stand and my daughter is sitting here. Don't cause any trouble, because if the camera falls, then class irukka mudiyadhu. Okay. Okay. Young one is there. She's on holiday today. Okay. Fine. So read the second puzzle question. So in this question, you can see that there are altogether 6 friends: John, Jeff, Richard, Robert, Bill, Mike. These 6 people, they are doing different profession. Note that word different, okay? Different profession among engineer, doctor, professor, teacher, athlete, architect. So 6 professions are given. So since the word different is there, each person will belong to one profession, one kind of profession, or one person will not be doing 2 professions, and one profession will be mapped only to one person. It's a one-to-one correspondence. Okay. Then they have indicated city names, 6 city names they have actually indicated. Okay. Now, based on this given input, we have to identify who does which profession and belongs to which city. That's the challenge here. Okay. So for solving this question, the first thing is we have to draw a template. When I consider the set of inputs here, I can see that majority of the inputs that is given here, they all are positives. That is, somebody does so and so, somebody belongs to so and so. Like that, the set of inputs are given. So I will be drawing a template that looks like this. So you may also draw the template along with me. The variables under consideration, the name of the person, then the city to which that person belongs to, and the profession that this person does. So there are 3 indicated: the name of the person, the city to which that person belongs to, and the profession that that person does. Okay, so I'll just write it a little properly. Okay, so just note it. Profession, like that I'm writing it because there is a professor involved there, that's why. So just not to confuse the situation here, I'm writing it the full name, city, and profession. Now altogether there are 6 people, so I have to draw 5 vertical lines. Okay, so like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in these fields 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I will be writing the names of the people. Here I will be considering the city and then the profession over there, like that. Now, having given an input like this, you draw this template using a pen if possible. So having given this input, now I will wait for some 30-40 seconds. You try to fill whatever the details that you can inside this template. You please do that. I will wait till you are ready. Okay, so just go ahead. Fine. Okay, so right now, at least some of you would have actually written all the names of these 6 people involved in this particular row, I should say. Correct? You might have written the names of the 6 people in this row. Some of you might have, at least some of you might have done like this. My request to everyone is, please don't do like that. Okay. What you have to do is, once the template is ready, look at the input. Those input that gives you a definite indicator. For example, look at the first one. John is a doctor who lives in Texas. So that is a definite input here. So name, John, profession, doctor, and that person lives in Texas. So Texas, Texas. So John, doctor, Texas. Just write that. Okay. The next input, the engineer lives in Chicago, but he's not Richard. Inputs that contains words like no, not, never, all those negations, we will deal with them later. Whatever we know for sure, that only you convert it into this template. So here we have the engineer lives in Chicago, but he is not Richard. So profession, engineering or engineer, and this engineer lives in Chicago. So the name of the city, Chicago. That's done. Now the next input, he is not Richard. So this person is not Richard, that we will consider it later. Okay. Now the next input is Robert is not an athlete, but that person lives in Miami. So Robert is not an athlete, but he lives in Miami. So whatever you know, certainly, that only you convert it into this template. Okay. Now, Bill lives in Dallas. So Dallas is a new city here. So that I shall write. And Bill lives here. Bill lives in Dallas. Done. The teacher lives in Houston. Houston, it's again a new city here. So I shall write it here. So in the city, and the person, the profession corresponds to that of a teacher. So teacher. So teacher lives in Houston. Done. Mike lives in Boston, but he's not an athlete. We can see that all these places, Boston, it's a new place. So Boston. And Mike is the person who is living in Boston. So write that name, Mike, here, living in Boston. But it is said that that person is not an athlete. So the first iteration is over. Whatever we know for sure, that we have actually converted into this template. The first iteration is over. Now let us do the second iteration. We will read all the set of inputs again from top to bottom. The engineer, sorry, it said John is a doctor who lives in Texas. Nothing new in that. The engineer lives in Chicago, but he is not Richard. The engineer lives in Chicago, but he is not Richard. So I cannot write the name of Richard in this particular cell. But Richard, he belongs to this particular question. He belongs to this group. So I will not write the name of the Richard here. I will write the name of Richard here. Okay. Once I have written the name of the Richard here, name here, John, Robert, Bill, Richard, Mike. Names of 5 people in those 5 respective column I have identified. Now there is only one person who is left out. Have you identified that person? He's none other than Jeff. That's the only name that is left out. So that I will be writing it here. Just see how the template takes care of many of our thought process. Okay. Now the next input, it says the engineer lives in Chicago, but he's not Richard. Robert is not an athlete. Look at that. Robert is not an athlete. So I cannot write the name, that profession athlete here. The last input, it says Mike, he is also not an athlete. So I cannot write athlete here. I cannot write athlete here. But athlete belongs to this group. So I can conclude that it has to be Bill who is the athlete. So Bill is the athlete. That I am able to identify it now. Now there are 2 professions that are left out. If you consider doctor, engineer, athlete, teacher, 4 professions, we know who does that. But 2 professions, if we consider, that is professor and architect. When I'm identifying it, it's professor, architect. At this point of time, even in the question, nothing is clearly indicated about who is the professor and who is the architect. So at this point of time, we have to be very much careful. If Robert is the teacher, then in that scenario, teacher, I made a mistake here. The 2 professions left out is that of professor and architect. So if Robert is the professor, then Mike has to be the architect. This is one possibility. But equally likely possibility that Mike can be the professor, then in that scenario, Robert will be the architect. Okay. So we don't know who is the professor, who is the architect. So we have to consider both these possibilities while we are analyzing this given situation. Only then the work will be complete. I assume that this explanation is clear for you. So having done this, we can now consider the first question. What is the profession of the person who lives in Dallas? The person who is living in Dallas, Bill, he is an athlete. So athlete, that will be the answer for the first question. Second question, in which city does Jeff live? Jeff lives in Chicago. So for the second question, Chicago is the answer. So the first question, the answer is athlete, and the second question, the answer is Chicago. Now, the third question, when I consider, which of the following is the correct combination of person, profession, and city, respectively? Read that question and you mark your answer. Which of the following is the correct combination of that person, profession, and city? That's what it's given. What is your answer? If you have considered option number 1, Richard Houston teacher. When I considered here, Richard Houston teacher, it works fine. You might have marked option 1 as the answer, but it is wrong. Option 1 is not the answer. Why? Because, read the question, it's given person, profession, city. So the order in which you have to consider that, it is important. So Richard is the person, profession that of a teacher, and city that is Houston. In that way, it should have been specified. So if we consider option number 3, Richard, teacher, Houston, person, profession, city, it comes perfectly in that order. So I should mark option 3 as the answer, not option number 1. So look at the third question. Option 1 is not the answer. It is option number 3. Richard, the person, profession, that of a teacher, and city to which he belongs to, that is Houston. So option 3 is the answer for question number 3. Then comes question number 4. In which city does the professor live? We have not identified who is the professor. So the professor may live in Miami, or the professor may live in Boston. So the answer could be either Miami or Boston. So since option I have not given, you can mark the answer as or write the answer as cannot be determined. If options are given, you have to consider Miami or Boston. If that option is there, that is the best option that you can actually consider. Next one, what is the profession of Mike? We can see that Mike, he may be an architect or he may be a professor. So at this point of time, we are not certain about the profession of Mike. Mike, he may be an architect, he may be a professor. So again, we cannot say certainly what profession this person Mike he does. Okay, so that brings conclusion to the second puzzle here. I assume that the explanation is clear for you all. Now, I request you all to consider the third puzzle. Spend some time, 3-4 minutes, and try to solve the question. Following that, I will give you the explanation. Okay, so it's your time now. Just go through that question. With whatever the input that I have given so far, please use it and then please try to solve this question. Okay, the third puzzle. I'll be back in a second. Okay, already? Fine. Now let us consider this question here. 5 athletes, A, B, C, D, E, they have finished a 300-meter race in the first 5 positions. So there is no like 2 people they reach at the same time, something like that. That's not there. They secured 5 different positions. It's given like each of these 5 athletes, they belong to a different country among China, Russia, France, Italy, Spain. So 5 country names are given and 5 people A, B, C, D, E it's given. Now some conditions are given. We are asked to find or we are asked to answer 4 questions. Okay. So to start with, 5 athletes, right? So what I'm going to consider here is, I'm trying to visualize this race here. Okay. So this is the finishing point. Okay. So like this, if I'm considering the name of the person and the position that this person has secured, okay, like this I'm considering. So there are altogether 5 athletes, right? Just one second. the 5 athletes. So 4 vertical lines. So in this order, this is the person who reached first. Okay, then position number 2, position number 3, position number 4, position number 5. Like this. Just imagine these people are running. This is the finishing point. So the person who reaches first, that's the person who wins the race, then the second position, then the third position, fourth position, fifth positions, like that. I'm just considering the situation here. It's given in the input that D won the race and he does not belong to Spain. D won the race means he should have finished first. So in the first position, D reaches. So it is said that he wins the race, but he does not belong to Spain. So I cannot write the country name Spain here. Second input, the athlete who finished the race in the third position belongs to China. So position 1, position 2, position 3, when I consider that person belongs to, it is given like the athlete who finished the race in the third position, he belongs to China. Okay, fine, done. B is from Russia and at most one person finished the race ahead of him. At most one means maximum one person could have finished the race ahead of him, or he would have finished the race in the second position. Since we know that already D has finished the race in the first position, then I can conclude that B should be finishing the race in the second position only, because it is given that B is from Russia and maximum one person could have finished the race ahead of him. So B could have won the race, or maximum one person, he would have finished the race ahead of him. But that is what it's working here, because D has already finished the race. So I can conclude that B will occupy the second position. B is from Russia. So B and the country name, Russia. So that is taken care. Now the next input, the person who finished the race in the fifth place belongs to Italy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth position, the person who finished the race, that person, he belongs to Italy. But it is given in the question that this person, he is neither A nor E. So I cannot write A here. I cannot write E here. There are altogether 5 P, C, D, E. I can see that the position of B and position of D, we know it for sure. In this place, in the fifth position, I cannot consider A, I cannot consider E, which means it can only be C. Now, it is given in the question that A, E, in which order they finished the race, we are not sure about it. So we can conclude like in the fourth position, it could be either A or E. Third position, if fourth position belongs to A, then in the third position, E would have finished the race, or vice versa A. So A, E, E, A, like this, we can consider 2 possibilities. Now, what about the country names given? We can see that in this question, the first input, it says the person who wins the race, he does not belong to Spain. So I cannot write the name Spain, the name of the country Spain here, but Spain, it is belonging to one of the position or one of the names here. I cannot write Spain here, so I should write Spain here. So Spain, it comes here. Italy, Spain, China, Russia. 4 countries I have considered, that of France. So I will write France here, because 5 country names are given. I have written the names of 4 countries. Only 1 country is left out, that of France. So it comes here. In the first position, we can see that the person from France, that is D, he finishes the race. Now, I assume this is clear for you. Question number 1. What is the sum of the positions in which A and E finished the race? So A and E finished the race in 4th or the 3rd locations respectively. In whichever order that they are finishing the race, we can see that the total comes to 4 plus 3, that is equal to 7. So the sum of the positions in which A and E finished the race, it is either 3 plus 4, 4 plus 3. Either way around, the answer comes to 7. Who belongs to France? We can see that D is the person who belongs to France. He finishes the race in the first position. Third question, in which position did A finish the race? I'm not sure whether A finished the race in the 3rd position or in the 4th position. So the answer will be either 3rd position or 4th position, or to be on the safer side, I can say cannot be determined with this given set of information. So that's for the 3rd question, can't say. if you want some answer, then I can say it is either in the third position or in the fourth position. C belongs to which country? That's the next question. We can see that C, that person belongs to the country Italy. So that's for the fourth question here. So with this, we have completed the puzzle number 3. Now, please read puzzle number 4. And please pay a little more close attention to this puzzle number 4. Read it very carefully. And then I shall see explanations. Okay, so please go ahead. Okay, so if you have an answer ready with you, just check whether that answer it is equal to 9, because 9 is the correct answer for the question here. Okay, if 9 is the answer, then you have understood the question correctly and that answer is perfectly fine. And here comes the explanation. There are trains leaving Delhi towards Agra every hour starting from 7 a.m. Similarly, there are trains leaving Agra towards Delhi every hour starting from 7 a.m. The journey in both these directions, it takes exactly 4 hours. So 4 hours is the running time. Now, I want to travel from Delhi towards Agra, and I'm boarding the train that starts from Delhi at 2 p.m. because in every hour there is a train. So at 2 p.m. there is a train that starts from Delhi, which means from Delhi, if I start at 2 p.m., then I will be reaching Agra in 4 hours. So 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. By 6 p.m., I should be reaching the destination Agra. Fine. So 4 hours is the running time. Now, in the question they are asking you, how many trains in total traveling from Agra to Delhi that I will see on the way? That is the question. So Delhi to Agra, I am sitting in that train. There is a track that is running parallel to the track in which my train is moving. So how many trains that's coming from Agra towards Delhi that I can see when I am traveling, when I am making the journey? That's what in this question they have asked you. The last train from Agra towards Delhi, it leaves Agra at 9 p.m. That is just another information because that is also required to solve this question. So we have to assume that there is no travel related uncertainties associated with this question. That's one point which you have to note. Another thing that you have to consider here is this person is staying awake throughout so that he doesn't miss any train in between, because the question is how many trains that this person sees. Okay, so on a lighter note, I was telling this. Now coming back, when he starts the journey at 2 p.m., he reaches Agra at 6 p.m. So he is there in Delhi station at 2 p.m. Exactly at 2 p.m., he will see a train that started from Agra at 10 a.m. Okay, so at 10 a.m., a train would have started from Agra. It will be coming towards Delhi. So 10 o'clock, if a train starts from Agra, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2. At 2 o'clock, exactly at 2 o'clock, it should be reaching Delhi. So at 2 o'clock, when he is there in that train that is heading towards Agra, he is there at Delhi now. The train is heading towards Agra. So in that train, when he is sitting at 2 o'clock, he will definitely see a train that started from Agra towards Delhi. That train would have started at 10 o'clock. Only if it starts at 10 o'clock, it will be reaching Delhi at exactly 2 o'clock. Now, we can see that this person, he reaches Agra at 6 o'clock. At 6 p.m. also, there is another train that is ready at Agra station, which is ready to travel towards Delhi. So we can see that in this journey from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock, this person will see all these trains that started from Agra towards Delhi from 10 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the evening. If I include the trains that this person sees in the starting point and also in the destination point, I can see that he will see the 10 a.m. train, the 11 a.m. train, the 12 noon train, 1 p.m. train, 2 p.m. train, 3 p.m. train, 4 p.m. train, 5 p.m. train, and finally the 6 p.m. train that starts from Agra towards Delhi. If I count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Altogether, he sees 9 trains. Read that question carefully. In some cases, I have seen, specifically for placement tests, I am saying, they will ask you to exclude the trains that he sees in the starting point and the destination. If they ask you to exclude those 2 trains, then the answer will come to 7. Because here it is 9. You have to exclude 2 trains. So 9 minus 2, the value is equal to 7. So read the question carefully before you submit the answer. So this brings conclusion to our puzzle number 4. And now the final puzzle, that is puzzle number 5, we are going to solve it. Please read the question, understand the question carefully, and then please attempt the question. I'll give you 2 minutes for that. Okay, so please go ahead. I hope you all are enjoying doing the same. And your feedback is also very much important for me. So do let me know or inform me your comments about the same. And in case if I need to improvise certain things, definitely that I shall do. Okay, so now it's over to you. Please read the puzzle number 5. Here the power supply has failed, but that's okay. I think it should be back in another 3-4 minutes. But I think by then our session will be almost getting concluded. Now it's working on the UPS. I'll just check that and come. Okay. Yeah, the UPS is working fine. I assume you all are able to sufficient. I assume it's so. Power failed here. Okay, anyway, we will definitely continue this. Okay, so here goes puzzle number 5. In this question, we are considering 6 people. It's given, the names are given like Ajay, Billu, Chandu, Dheer, Ishan, and Farhan. A, B, C, D, E, F. I can consider the first letter of the names of these people as the indicator here. They are wearing a t-shirt of one of the colors. So you can see that there are 6 people here. But if I look at the colors, I can see red, pink, blue, green, orange. Only 5 colors are given. Red, pink, blue, green, orange. Only 5 colors, but there are altogether 6 people. Okay, which means that one of these colors is going to get repeated. If you have read those input very carefully, then you would have understood that the 2 people, 5th input, you see, the 2 people wearing blue color t-shirt, they are not adjacent to each other. So the blue color is getting repeated here. Okay. Now, since this is a seating arrangement question, that is a circular, that is these people, they are sitting around a table, I have to consider the diagram that looks like this. I will consider 2 possibilities, as you all can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is possibility number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Possibility number 2. 2 possibilities I am considering now. Now, I will try to write whatever things I know for sure. Okay. It is given that Chandu is not sitting adjacent to Ishan. No, not, never. All those negation input, we will consider them later. Ishan is to the immediate left of Billu. So if I position Billu here, we have to assume that everyone is facing towards the center of the table. Only then we will be able to proceed. If nothing is mentioned, you have to assume that everyone is facing towards the center of the table. So Ishan is to the immediate left of Billu. So if Billu is sitting here, then Ishan will be the person who is sitting to the immediate left of Billu. You can see that Billu facing this way. This will be the left side of Billu and this will be the right side of Billu. So Ishan is now sitting to the immediate left of Billu. Now it is given that Ajay is sitting opposite to Chandu. Read that input. We can see that Ajay, Chandu, Chandu, Ajay. That's the only possibility. If I look here, Ajay, Chandu, Chandu, Ajay. That's the only possibility in front of you. I can't consider Ajay, Chandu because here Billu is sitting. Ajay, Chandu, I can't consider because here Ishan is sitting. So Ajay, Chandu, Chandu, Ajay, like this. But it is given that Chandu is not sitting adjacent to Ishan. So I can't write C here. Okay, so Ajay should be sitting here and Chandu should be sitting here. Ajay, Chandu, that is the only possibility. So same thing I will consider here, Ajay, Chandu. Now, in the question it is given that Ishan, who is wearing a pink colored t-shirt, is adjacent to the one wearing red and the one wearing orange. So we can conclude that Ishan is wearing pink colored dress. So Ishan, pink. So I'll write it here, pink. He is sitting adjacent to the one wearing the red and the one wearing the orange. So I can consider pink is adjacent to red or orange. One possibility. The next possibility, this pink is sitting adjacent to A wearing orange and then B wearing red. So pink is adjacent to red, orange. Pink is adjacent to orange, red in that pattern. You can see that these are two different arrangements. Now, in the question, it is further indicated that, let me read it. Two person wearing the blue colored t-shirt, they are not adjacent to each other. Okay. Deer is 3 places away to the left of the person wearing red colored t-shirt. In this case, A is wearing the red colored t-shirt. Left side of A will be over here. Okay. Left side of A will be like this. The person is facing towards the center. So this side, it will corresponds to the left side of A, as you can see. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Deer should be sitting here. But this is not possible because already C, that is Chandu is sitting here. Please look here. A sitting facing towards the table. Left side of A, it is this side. In this manner it will be. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Here I cannot place Deer, which means this assumption is wrong. Now if I consider this assumption here, B, who is wearing the red colored dress, 0, 1, 2, 3, I can see that Deer will be sitting over there. Left side of B, that is towards this side when B, that is Billu, is facing towards the center of the table. This is the left side of B, 0, 1, 2, 3. Deer will be sitting here. Now we can see that of these names here, A, B, C, D, E, only one letter is left out, that of F, Farhan. Question here, the red colored t-shirt, B, Billu is wearing the red colored t-shirt. So for the first question, the answer is Billu. Second question, what is the color of the t-shirt worn by Farhan? Farhan is wearing a green colored t-shirt. The answer is green for the second question. And the last question here, who is wearing an orange colored t-shirt? We can see that A is wearing the orange colored t-shirt. The answer for the question is A. So with this, today's session, we will come to a conclusion here. So I assume that the explanations and all these questions you have followed, you have understood. Okay, so your feedback, it's very important for me. So feel free to let me know either in the class, you can text me now and then let me know how critical inputs that you would like to give. Feel free to give me the same. And these questions, they are very much important for your placements and related works. Okay. I wish you all a very happy Pongal. We will have some more sessions of this kind very soon in this manner. I shall let you know accordingly when the next session will be and all. Maybe tomorrow itself. Let's try to have it. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. I'm signing out.